because I should also caution and say that stress increases the risk of cancer.
I was waiting on you to get to that one too. Come on.
So
Come
that's
on.
another one, right?
Yeah,
So
that's another one.
stress, that's another one. Stress can be so within itself multifactorial and many reasons. And we all go through stress, right? I have to step back and say to myself, girl, you doing too much.
I think that's critical
Mhm.
because we have normalized a lot of these things. Like you
Yeah.
said, we just kind of, it is what it is. Okay. This is what we always ate, or this is how Big Mama always made her, mac and cheese, or, whatever it is, or we've normalized the stress and we're not realizing that we're keeping ourselves in a cortisol overload,
Yes.
and so continuing to have that cortisol spiked in that way, not only like there's now conversation about how cortisol impacts our gut health and why we can't seem to get rid of the bellies and things like
Yep.
that. But we're not hearing exactly like you said. This is why this conversation is so important, because the correlation between that cortisol and that breast cancer is not being put on the big screens. They're not
Right.
talking about it in the middle of Times Square. And, that's not what's happening. But that is exactly what's
Right.
happening. That decision to maybe not exercise or whatever the lifestyle. We're not getting sleep because we got to rise and grind and we got to stay booked
Yeah.
and busy. And
Booked
you
and
are
busy.
putting risk at
Yes.
risk,
Yes.
in doing that, and so those are the hidden risk factors that I really wanted to make sure that we elevated in this conversation, because we could talk about the statistics. We can
Yes.
talk about, the 1 in 8, or, the genetics is only 5% to 10%. And we can talk about the numbers, but when it comes down to it, and you're making a decision if you want to have that extra glass of wine,
Right.
or if you want to, go over here and not work out, or if you want to keep eating the Doritos and the Dr. Pepper, and I should probably raise my hand on that one because that's me calling myself out, right?
Okay.
However you decide to wear your hair, whatever cosmetics that you love to wear, and we're not saying to not do it, to not have the Doritos, to not, do the things. But we're saying to be intentional and understand that there is a correlation, even if they're not talking about it on
Yes.
the news, even